Daniel never believed in God. He didn't hate religion, he just saw no need for it. Raised by intellectual parents who scoffed at anything spiritual, he was taught to value logic, science, and reason. Faith, his father used to say, is a crutch for people too afraid to face reality. By the time he reached college, Daniel had become known for his sharp tongue and quick wit in debates. He wasn't just an atheist, he was an outspoken critic of religion. He often asked, "If God is real, why is the world such a mess? Why do children suffer? Why do prayers go unanswered?" In his eyes, Christianity was built on emotional weakness, not truth. But after college, life didn't follow his well-reasoned plans. It started with a painful breakup. Then a promising job opportunity fell through. Then came the sudden death of his father, a man who had been his rock, his guide, his hero. Daniel spiraled. Depression took hold. Panic attacks hit in the middle of the night. Bills piled up. Silence screamed in his apartment. One night, everything crashed. Daniel sat alone, staring at his laptop, drowning in stress and bitterness. Something inside him snapped. He stood up, fists clenched, and shouted into the empty air, "If you're real, then show me! Otherwise, I'm done with this life!" He wasn't expecting a response. He was just venting. But that's when it happened. He later said it wasn't a hallucination or a dream. It was something deeper, more real than anything he'd ever felt. A light surrounded him, not blinding, but warm. He wasn't asleep. He wasn't drunk. He knew exactly what was happening. A man in white stood before him, not glowing, not floating, just there, strong, kind, eyes filled with compassion, power, love. Daniel couldn't speak. He fell to the floor, tears streaming from his eyes. The man said only one thing: "I have always been with you. I never left." And just like that, the presence was gone. But Daniel was never the same. The next morning, with trembling hands, he opened a Bible, one he had mocked for years. He began to read, then he prayed. For the first time in his life he prayed, and it wasn't to prove a point. It was to reach out to the God who had reached out to him. Weeks later, Daniel was baptized. He found a church. He started sharing his story with anyone who would listen. Today, he travels and speaks to skeptics, atheists, and believers alike. He tells them, "I didn't come to God through arguments or evidence. I met him in the darkest hour of my life. And he didn't scold me. He embraced me." Daniel's story is proof. God still speaks. He still saves. Even the hardest hearts aren't beyond his reach.